The Galactic Council chamber, carved from a living asteroid and suspended in the void between stars, had never known such silence. Ambassador Ilara Chin stood at the podium, her neural implant pulsing with barely contained energy as she surveyed the assembled delegates. 300 species, each representing civilizations that had measured their existence in millions of years, stared at her with expressions ranging from disbelief to primal terror. Esteemed members of the council, Ilara began, her voice steady despite the weight of the moment. Humanity formally requests the cessation of the Vardek Imperium's incursions into our colonies in the Orion Spur. Supreme Archon Thelvazic of the Vardek leaned forward on his crystalline throne, his three eyes gleaming with amusement. The Vardek had ruled the galactic arm for 2 million years, their fleet of gravity-manipulating dreadnoughts unmatched in known space. They had glassed 100 worlds and never once faced meaningful resistance. The Council recognizes humanity's concern. Thelvazic's voice resonated through the chamber like grinding stone. However, the territories you claim are rightfully Vardek expansion zones according to the Treaty of the Third Spiral. Your species has existed in space for barely 2 centuries. Perhaps another millennium of development will teach you proper respect for your betters. Murmurs of agreement rippled through the assembly. The Zynthians chittered approvingly. The crystalline collective pulsed with sympathetic light. Even humanity's few allies, the Corvan Republic, remained diplomatically silent. It was the natural order. Ancient civilizations commanded respect and resources. Young species learned their place or perished. Ilara's expression never changed. Ambassador, she addressed the council mediator, an ancient being of pure energy that had witnessed the birth and death of stars. Humanity invokes Article 7 of the Founding Charter. We request revelation status. The chamber erupted. Revelation status had not been invoked in 40,000 years, not since the hive mind of Sector 9 had demonstrated their ability to consume entire solar systems. It was a formal military disclosure, a showing of cards that no species undertook lightly. To invoke it meant proving you possessed technology or capabilities that fundamentally altered the balance of galactic power. The mediator's form flickered with what might have been surprise. Humanity, are you certain? Revelation requires absolute proof. Deception carries severe penalties. We are certain, Ilara confirmed. Very well. The mediator's consciousness expanded, touching every mind in the chamber. All defensive shields active. All weapons offline. Humanity may proceed with revelation. Ilara tapped her neural implant. Captain Rodriguez, you may begin. High above the council chamber, in a region of space the sensors registered as empty void, something stirred. Reality itself seemed to ripple, like a curtain being drawn back. And then they appeared. First came the corvettes, sleek shadows that seemed to drink the light around them, smaller than most species fighters but numbering in the thousands. Then the destroyers materialized, their hulls composed of matter that existed in states the assembled species couldn't comprehend. The cruisers followed, each one larger than a moon, their surfaces flowing and shifting as if the ships themselves existed partially outside normal spacetime. But it was the dreadnoughts that made the galaxy hold its breath. 73 vessels, each one comparable in size to a small planet, hung in space like monuments to impossible engineering. They weren't merely invisible to sensors, they had been woven from dark matter itself, the mysterious substance that made up most of the universe's mass yet remained undetectable to conventional instruments. Humanity had learned to shape it, to forge it, to turn the very fabric of cosmic structure into weapons of unimaginable power. The ships existed in a state that defied physics as every other species understood it. They could phase through conventional matter. They could manipulate gravity on scales that made stars dance. Their weapons didn't destroy ships, they unraveled the fundamental forces holding atoms together. Captain Maria Rodriguez's face appeared on every screen in the chamber. The human dark matter fleet stands at full readiness. We have 112 such fleets positioned throughout the galaxy. Each vessel is crewed by volunteers who have undergone quantum consciousness transfer, allowing them to exist partially in dark matter space itself. Thelvazic had risen from his throne, his proud posture crumbling. Impossible, he whispered. No species achieves dark matter manipulation before reaching Type 3 civilization status. You're barely Type 1. This cannot be. Ilara allowed herself a small smile. Perhaps, Supreme Archon, you should have paid more attention to humanity's development rather than dismissing us as primitives. While you perfected technologies millions of years old, we learned to think differently. We had to, as survival demanded it. 200 years ago, we nearly destroyed ourselves. We learned that conventional power wasn't enough. So we looked to the shadows, to the 85% of the universe you couldn't see. The crystalline collective's representative pulsed urgently. How? How did you accomplish in 2 centuries what should take millions of years? Desperation breeds innovation, Ilara replied. And we had something most galactic civilizations lost long ago. We remembered how to dream impossible dreams. We had quantum physicists who worked beside poets. Engineers who consulted with philosophers. We didn't just build a fleet, we reimagined what was possible. The mediator's form brightened, a gesture of profound respect. The Council recognizes humanity's revelation. All territorial disputes involving human colonies are hereby suspended pending full renegotiation. The Vardek Imperium will immediately cease all hostile actions. Thelvazic slowly sat back down, his species' 2-million-year reign of unquestioned dominance shattered in a single moment. Around him, every species in the galaxy recalculated their understanding of reality. Humanity, the young upstarts who had barely learned to walk among the stars, had somehow achieved what even the eldest civilizations had deemed impossible. Ilara concluded her address, her voice carrying across light years. Humanity does not seek domination. We seek only to protect what is ours and to prove that innovation matters more than age. We extend the hand of friendship to all who will take it. But let this day serve as a reminder: never mistake youth for weakness. As the dark matter fleet faded back into the cosmic shadows, becoming once again invisible guardians scattered across the spiral arms, the galaxy understood that a new age had begun. The old order, built on ancient power and established hierarchies, had met something it could not comprehend: a species that had learned to weaponize the very darkness between stars. And in that darkness, humanity had found not fear, but freedom.